All right, good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan and welcome to the channel. Now, in tonight's presentation, with the AI momentum still going to the upside right now, we're seeing Microsoft hit 52-week highs recently. NVIDIA was just recently in the 500s. We're still seeing that momentum continue to this day. Now, that being said, I do want to talk about a stock that's greatly positioned in the semiconductor field right now and is forming a lot of alliances with big tech companies. Now, that company just recently IPO'd a few months ago. Now, price action been pretty stable since that IPO, however, is starting to find momentum back to the upside. So I wanted to bring this to your attention. So we're going to dive in some articles about this company, and the company I'm talking about is ARM. So if this is a position that you currently own, type a 1 in the comments section. I'm just curious if a lot of people own this position, or if you own some of the other companies we'll be talking about today, such as AMD, Intel, Amazon, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. Now, if this is something that you're interested in, stick around and let's get started. All right, the first thing I wanted to cover was its relationship with both Amazon and NVIDIA. As you can see right now, the article, Amazon announces new AI chip as it deepens NVIDIA relationship. Now, as I dive into this article, I'm noticing something really interesting here. The existing processors, the Gravitron 4 processor that AWS uses right now, if you look here, it's based on ARM architecture and consumes less energy than chips from Intel and AMD. Now, Intel and AMD are ARM's some of their biggest competitors right now. Now, if we notice here, more than 50,000 AWS customers already using Gravitron chips that are based off this ARM architecture. Now, the new chips here, finally, as it's deepening its relationship with NVIDIA, AWS said it will operate more than 16,000 of these new NVIDIA GH200 Grace Hopper super chips, which contain NVIDIA's GPUs and NVIDIA's ARM-based general purpose processors. So it sounds like the new chips and the existing chips are both using this ARM architecture. Therefore, you can see the position that this company in, I see as a great investment opportunity when it comes to the stock. Now, the next article is talking about Microsoft ramping up competition when it comes to NVIDIA announcing their new AI chip. Along with this announcement, they actually released two chips, one being the AI chip to directly compete with NVIDIA. Another one is a general purpose computing chip. Now, that being said, you can see here that this is also going to be an ARM-based chip. So you can see a lot of big names along with Amazon, NVIDIA, Microsoft. A lot of these big tech companies are using ARM to advance their competition when it comes to AI and cloud computing. Now, I just told you a moment ago that Intel is one of the biggest competitors when it comes to ARM. Now, the article right behind me here, you can see that Intel stock drops on report NVIDIA is working on an ARM-based PC chip. Now, that being said, as I scroll down here, just some of the key notes, NVIDIA and AMD are both working on ARM-based PC chips. Now, AMD is also a big player when it comes to semiconductors. But the thing I like about ARM and how it's positioned is that it has partnerships and contracts with all of these big names. So it doesn't really matter if it's Microsoft, Amazon, AMD, or NVIDIA, they're all using the ARM-based architecture. Now, this is in direct competition with Intel PC chips that are based on their own x86 instruction set. Now, some of the biggest advantages of using ARM over Intel itself, you can see here, is often use significantly less power, which is critical for battery-powered devices. So at no surprise, you can see here they dominate the smartphone industry. And according to sources I've seen, over 90% of smartphones currently use the ARM-based chips. All right, as always, I want to show you the power of the VectorVest 7 software. So put the stocks that we've talked about in this video so far in a list right here. We've got NVIDIA, AMD, Amazon, Microsoft, Intel, and ARM. So I want to show you how we can analyze these stocks and really get a sense on this space as a whole when it comes to cloud computing and AI chips. Now, these are not all the players in the space, but these are some of the biggest names out there. So let's jump in. Now, we've got NVIDIA here. The first thing I want to do is find the value to price ratio. This is where we get a sense if a stock is being undervalued or overvalued. Now, this space as a whole here, if we take a look at price and compare it to value, we're looking through here, we can see that NVIDIA is the only undervalued stock in this list at the time. Now, when it comes to ARM Holdings, it's currently trading at $62.22. We value at $25.29. So you can definitely see that it is currently overvalued. Also, in addition, RV and RS, its fundamental indicators are lower than 1, which is unfavorable territory, showing me that this company is not fundamentally sound. Now, these stocks are in order right now based on the VST. This is the overall combination of value, safety, and timing, which is RV, RS, and RT collectively. Now, you can see here ARM is at the bottom of the list because its fundamentals are weak right now, with its RV at 0.98 and its relative safety at 0.73. So this is definitely more a speculative play here. But a couple things I like about it, if I resort by RT, relative timing, ARM comes in at 1.36, third in the list here, showing this magnitude and momentum to the upside right now. Currently does have a buy rating. And if I scroll over here, the first thing I wanted to look at is the GRT, or growth rate in earnings. This represents the company's ability to grow its earnings over the next 12 months. This is forecasted data. Now that being said here, if we put this in order, it comes in at 35%, which is a phenomenal growth rate, second only to NVIDIA right here, coming in at 44%. Now, as far as ARM, this is definitely a speculative play here, but I think this stock has huge upside potential going forward. You can see here its forecasted earnings, second highest in the list. So the other thing that I wanted to focus on here was its sales growth rate. If you take a look here, sales growth rate coming in at 28. So not only is it able to grow its earnings, it's also able to grow its sales. Now, this is also second only to NVIDIA here. So you can see of all of these companies here, it matches up really well when it comes to forecasted data, only second to NVIDIA, which is the biggest name in the space by far. Now, for my investors having high hopes for positions here, one thing I really do like about this position, now when it comes to the market cap here, you can see ARM is the lowest in the list right now by far. So the potential to get a multi-bagger here and huge upside potential when it comes to its stock price is definitely feasible. Now, before you buy any stock, you always want to look at the chart. So here's ARM, since its IPO, the IPO is only less than 3 months ago. You can see price action here out of the gate, nice strong upside action to that $70 mark here. However, since then price action did falter back, kind of channeling here. You can see the top and bottom of this channel here represented by these support lines now. In addition to that, I do have a 3 and 8 day exponential moving average. So you can see price action momentum to the upside right now, represented by those moving averages. In addition, this dotted blue line is the 20-day exponential. So you can see all the moving averages in our favor right now. Even price action here forming a nice trend line. So as long as price action stays above this trend line here and these moving averages in our favor, still see a great short-term play here. Also look at this buy rating as of last week. So that's always good to see. And now down below, we do have our more fundamental information here. Now, this is all forecasted data. We have the sales growth rate here starting at -1% here now to finish over the last 2 months. Now the forecast coming in around 28%. Now, if we take a look at GRT, now at 35%, when it first IPO'd, that GRT was at 19%. Even earnings per share, look at this, earnings per share at 0.33, closed today at 1.31. So I like this, all three of these here higher since the company's IPO, the sales growth rate, GRT, and EPS, all rising from lower left to upper right. So I love this when it comes to its forecasted data here. Like I've been saying, this company's got huge upside potential. All right, VV Nation, I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. We dived into a space here that ARM is well positioned in. It's got great partnerships with some of the biggest tech names out there. And also when we jumped into the VectorVest 7 software, we saw phenomenal ratings when it came to their forecasted data. Therefore, if you like this video and you found it informative and you see huge potential when it comes to ARM and see it being a possible multi-bagger, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.
Hey VV Nation, we're coming to Dallas, Texas on December 2nd, 2023. You need to register for this event by going to www.vectorvest.com/Dallas. Let me give you a couple of reasons. One, this event will not be recorded and you must show up to get all of the benefits of this masterclass. You're going to learn about a trading system that more than triples the performance of fixed income investing. And that's a big topic of discussion right now. Not only do you get the new strategy that outperforms fixed income, but you're also going to learn more about the near perfect indicator. Just listen to that name, the near perfect indicator, only found here at VectorVest, and how to use it. We're going to also talk about how to find the stocks that align with your investment goals. And we're going to show you how to effectively manage your portfolio. Learn how to maximize gains and minimize losses. You know, another perk for showing up, come to meet your favorite instructors live. We're going to have Ray Clark, the Vice President of Education, Jim Penna, who's the Manager of Retirement, and yours truly. We're going to be there live, folks. This event is also located in downtown Dallas at the Renaissance Hotel, and there's free parking. They say everything is big in Texas. Well, let's look for a big turnout in Texas. Show us some support. Once again, I need you to register. Go to www.vectorvest.com/Dallas. It is a must-attend event. We will see you there.
Yeah.